The next year of Destiny 2 looks very crazy. Edge of Fate has been revealed, a Star Wars themed expansion in Renegades this December. Free seasons, a return to the Plaguelands, a Sparrow with guns, a firing range, dark matter abilities, events, changes to the core game, and tons more. Welcome Guardians, let's discuss everything. So if you didn't watch the stream, a lot of crazy stuff was revealed. We'll talk about it all today with a basic overview, and then of course in the next few days dive through story secrets and so on. We first begin with the Edge of Fate though, the new expansion coming to Destiny 2 July 15th. In the reveal cinematic, the emissary of the Nine speaks to the Nine and doesn't want to be their emissary anymore. She ejects out of her body and back into her guardian form. The Nine have been here for a long time, way before the Traveler, and Edge of Fate is going to focus in on these mysteries.
What follows light and shadow is silence. That silence breaks. I am summoning you as a new age begins. I see sapient life turn to each other. They remember how to look to the stars. They remember curiosity. They remember how to thrive. But they have forgotten. They forgot we were here long before the Traveler. They forgot that they need us. But they are fated to remember. I will remind them. I'm sure you will, but not through me. Find someone else. My will is my own.
So that was pretty crazy to see. The emissary was of course a guardian in the past, originally named Nasya Sarwar, and awoken then converted into the emissary and went by the name Orin. Orin has connections to the Drifter, and I didn't realize she can just straight up leave that emissary body, which is kind of cool. We see her in her guardian form, and apparently the Rite of the Nine, which begins today in-game, is a prologue to all of these events. The Edge of Fate is a start to a new multi-year Destiny 2 saga called the Fate Saga. This is a story of fate itself and something far older. Older than the Traveler and its magics, the foundations of the universe itself. The Nine are these powerful dark matter beings that have been in Soul for a very long time. It was actually confirmed in the stream that the Nine themselves are the 8 planets and the Sun. We had theories before if it included Pluto, it seems it does not. It is stated though that each member of the Nine have their own identities, and their ultimate goal is to free themselves. Before we talk about the Edge of Fate more, here is a look at the roadmap for the next year. The Edge of Fate comes out July 15th. Seasons and updates are now free for all players. There's major updates between each expansion, kind of compared to Into the Light. And in December, we're getting Destiny 2 Renegades Expansion 2, which seems to be Star Wars themed. More on all of this later in the video. But back to the Edge of Fate. We as a player at Guardian are invited with a group of people, a specific group of people, to a moment in time for a specific reason. Kepler is going to be the new destination, a planetoid at the far edges of our solar system in the Oort cloud. It seems the stories to begin this new saga are still focused here in Sol, given the 9 reside here. Kepler is all about new mysteries and exploration, inspired by things in the past like the Dreaming City. Player-driven exploration and discovery, along with new abilities. There's going to be world tiers, high-level challenges on destinations for better gear. You'll unlock higher world tiers as you play through the content. There's going to be tons of quests, as Kepler is non-linear. Side quests will take you to different locations, allowing you to unlock new things. Guardians will be able to get their hands on new dark matter abilities. Now to me, this doesn't seem straight like a new subclass, so I wouldn't get your hopes up too much, but more like abilities we'll be able to experience in the environment. Like how we did in, say, Witch Queen, peering into the darkness areas to see platforms that weren't there before. It's noted that the dark matter and darkness are separate. The 9 are of course made of dark matter, and because of the environment and air on Kepler, some of this matter is revealed to us. There'll be new abilities to help you, say, navigate the world, like Matter Spark, where the Guardian binds into a dark matter ball through arc energy, allowing you to change form. You get to roll around the environment, kill enemies, cause havoc, and even ramp up to get to new locations. There is a relocated cannon, fallen dark matter tech used with Void. And even what they called Matter Morph, which is dark matter and strand. You can push and morph geometry to make bridges, doors, and so on. All of these abilities will be upgradable through the experience all the way to the endgame. When it comes to the cast, we'll find some old characters like Ikora, all brought here for a reason with their own stories, but also new faces like this character called Lodi. They didn't say too much involving Lodi, but they say he's far from home. He was chosen for a specific reason, has the qualifications through somehow time to all bring us here for some reason. And if you played Vesper's host, this makes complete sense, as this was the character transmitting the signal.
Warning. Unauthorized message coming through the anomaly. Data follows. Lodi transmitting. Status Moonsig. Adrift. Odysseus protocol active. It repeats from there. Do you recognize the code?
The people we're going to find on Kepler have been here for a long time. The Vex are also here interested in the Nine, and the House of Exile are interested in something called the Giver. Is this a member of the Nine, some other alien? I'm not sure. Time is also messed up in some way. And as they explained, items from Earth's past will also be brought to this destination, like this ship probably. So that's a basic overview. There will be some similarities when it comes to cast and say enemies like the Fallen, but also changes. Like how Rise of Iron introduced the Devil Splicers, this will have a different group of Fallen, some of which can fly around and other flying enemies too. If you're interested in more story secrets, we'll be discussing that in the coming days. The Rite of the Nine activity begins right now in-game, and it's free for all players. There's options for solo and of course match made for these dungeons. An Explore mode tells you where to go through the activities, and Ultimatum is the hardest difficulty with a new title and better rewards. The Emissary of the Nine is back, and we should learn why she quits her job with the Nine for the Edge of Fate. They say this is a prologue event. For a chunk of the stream, they talked about the future of Destiny and how the activity is changing from the day-to-day experience. They've written about this in the past in their blog articles, but now is the time to show some of it off. Overall, the core formula is changing. It needs to be more rewarding and streamlined. There's currently barriers for players, especially new players, and Bungie wants to make some changes. When you first log into Destiny after you select your Guardian, you'll now see the portal. This is the new front page hub. Here you'll have everything in one place. There's a playlist for solo activities for 10 to 15 minutes of fun and get some loot. Fireteam ops to play with friends, activities like strikes, battlegrounds. There's endgame and then a Crucible 1 too. All of these categories will help you make progress in your Destiny experience and will get continuous updates over time. If you want to experience the entire power climb in just Crucible, you can now do that, like the beginning days of Destiny 1. There's a new customization system with tons of modifiers, 50 new modifiers on top of the old ones. There's new boons, challenges, and ways to customize how you play. You can make a super hard solo strike if you want, and rewards would scale to how difficult that is. Speaking of rewards, there's two big changes. The first is Armor 3.0, with set bonuses added for new armor sets. All stats are reworked with new names, like Discipline being turned to Grenade, and they can now go way beyond just 100.
Redoing all the stats on armor, where they can now exceed 100.
Go beyond 100.
Go beyond 100 for extra bonuses.
Yep.
We're going to, every single piece of new legendary armor that drops is going to have all the energy filled in, so you can build crafting right away.
There's also what they call gear tiers. Legendary weapons and armor will now have gear tiers 1 to 5. Tier 5 weapons will have unique shaders too, with cool kill effects you can turn on and off.
Every single legendary weapon and armor that you can get is going to have 5 gear tiers, starting from 1 going up to 5. And like we have a 5 gear tier 5 piece of legs armor on the screen right now, and you can see that like this is like looks really cool with iconography, but it also has a ton more stats. And oh look, what's that?
Yeah, what's going on with the energy there?
Yeah, the energy.
Ben?
Yeah, that energy says 11, and it's true.
Yep.
It's not a typo. Like energy is going to 11 for higher tier armor. And so if you want that for your build crafting opportunities, it does like give you some new options you never had before. You're gonna have to challenge yourself to get more higher tier armor and keep on going to get yet more higher tier armor to get those options. Yeah. Once you reach tier 5 for your legendary drops, you're going to be getting tier 5 weapons, and those have unique shader treatment. It's like essentially a completely different look that's going to immediately identify it to you and others that this is the highest tier gear of this drop that you can get. It's going to show on the weapon, it's going to show on the icon, it's even going to show when you kill enemies with that weapon, because there's unique kill effects for tier 5 weapons that you can turn on or off if you don't want it, but your gameplay will like show that, no, yeah, the weapon that is being used is like the highest tier you can get.
Now we move on to the future, the seasons, and then Renegades, and beyond that with expansions. There's going to be no more paid seasonal contents or paywalls. This is big, especially for new players looking to jump in. Alongside the expansions, there will be major updates. Into the light style size for these. In some of these updates, you'll get the basic things like changes to weapons, sandbox updates, but also Bungie investing in new events for everyone. The first of which is a mech mode we'll be able to experience this Friday. If you remember Arms Day from Destiny 1, well now Arms Week is going to be an event.
And it's a 1 week long event, and you're going to be focusing on one weapon archetype in Arms Week whenever it comes around. And this one is going to give you a new legendary weapon of that type. It's going to have some volatile mods that are there for the week that are going to be super interesting and fun to play with, and some focusing you can do.
There's new holofoil customization for weapons, which looks pretty crazy. The first of which seems to be introduced in the Solstice event returning this summer. This one is ocean themed. There's a new shooting range in the tower to test out all of your weapons and abilities, and even a Griffin combat Sparrow. A Sparrow you can fight enemies with that has build crafting options.
And the shooting range is being added to the tower. It is a now permanent addition to the game with the launch of Arms Week. We're not taking it away. And you can go there and you can try out everything in your kit, everything about your build, with all sorts of simulations of different kinds of enemies and situations, and it's all real damage numbers. It's like
It's even got a scoreboard.
It's even got a scoreboard
for you
right there.
and your fire team.
Yeah, your whole raid team can go down into the shooting range and try out, like, see exactly how well you're going to do for some kind of boss at this range or with
To
a
say,
strategy.
yeah, who can do most of the damage.
So this reward is free to play. It is a new combat vehicle that goes in your Sparrow sled, combat Sparrow, if you will, called the Griffin. And this is a really cool, like, combat-ready vehicle you can take anywhere you can summon a Sparrow. You can summon it and use it to fight your enemies and just have a really good time. And there's some really cool, build crafting things with this vehicle that I don't want to spoil right now. Let people discover, but I'm super excited for it.
And this all concluded with a tease of the expansion releasing in December called Renegades. The reveal for this will take place in September, but Bungie wants to innovate with more experiences. Renegades, they say, is a Destiny expansion and also an homage to Star Wars, one of their biggest inspirations. A one-of-a-kind experience, they say, space western themed, a new lawless frontier in Seoul. So in terms of story, I'm interested to see what Renegades has to offer. One, is this Bungie straight up latching onto Star Wars and making an expansion focused around that? Or is it a Destiny story first, inspired by Star Wars? And of course they have cool cosmetics for your Guardian to wear, ones like we currently already have in-game. That is the only negative for me personally. I love Star Wars, I love Destiny. but I don't want a whole expansion, especially story themed, to be focused on that if that's what it is. Here's a look at the current roadmap though. Right of the 9, Edge of Fate July 15th. September 9th, the Ash and Iron major update, which includes a return to the Plaguelands, with a new activity called Reclaim, new gear and 2 exotic weapons. Destiny 2 Renegades, December 2nd, it looks like we have a date for that too, that's kind of cool. And Shadow and Order is the last major update, March 3rd. Here are the options to pre-order. You can see what you get with each of these. You can pre-order just the Edge of Fate, the Year of Prophecy, which is sort of a bundle with everything, or the Ultimate Edition with some extras, which includes the No Land Beyond available today, and some other cosmetics seen on screen. Darth Vader, General Grievous, Ghost, emblems, things like that. But anyway, Guardian, that's all we got for this recap video. In my opinion, the future looks bright for Destiny 2, we just have to see how this content rolls out. It seems like a lot, is it going to be though? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But if you'd like to see some more Destiny news, lore, and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.